Hello, and welcome to this first video in our Plan.City MBS how-to series. As you might already know, Plan.City MBS is an application that allows you to visualize and present the results of the various studies you might have performed using MBS software. In this introduction, we'll be covering the core workflow of the app, from loading your first MBS study to navigating the side panel, using the contextual menu, and customizing how your results are displayed. Let's get started. Once you launch Plan.City MBS, the first thing you'll want to do is import an MBS study. To begin, head over to the Tools button located in the lower left corner of the main menu bar. Click on it, and from the panel that appears, choose MBS Results. This will open the Import panel. From here, click on the Select Folder button to choose the directory containing your exported MBS study. Once selected, it's time to decide whether you want to enable or disable the Override Incoming Materials option. If enabled, Plan.City will apply its own material presets. If disabled, the app will preserve the materials defined in the original MBS export. When you're ready, click on Begin Import Process button. A useful tip here. You can actually click on Begin Import Process without selecting a folder first. The app will prompt you to choose one immediately if you do that, saving you a step or one more click. Once the import is complete, the 3D scene will appear in front of you, and the side panel will automatically open, giving you access to the different studies available in your import. By default, the app switches to an overcast weather preset to reduce strong shadows and make results easier to read. If you prefer a different lighting setup, you can change the weather and time settings from the bottom right corner of the main menu bar, the one that looks like the time and date. Now that your study is loaded, the side panel becomes your main control hub. At the top of the panel, you'll see the different header buttons, which correspond mainly to different analyses imported from MBS, such as the VSC, APSH, Rights of Light, DD, SDA, and SE. And any other studies that we import or we bring into the app in the future, they'll also appear here. We'll cover each of these in dedicated videos later in the series. Below that, most study panels include a scenario selection drop-down, allowing you to switch between multiple imported scenarios if more than one is present. As you move further down, you'll find study-specific options, which change depending on which analysis you've selected. In some cases, a sub-study drop-down box, such as when working with APSH and WPSH studies. And finally, the main content area, the place that occupies most space in this side panel, where results, breakdowns, filters, and data tables are displayed. The side panel dynamically updates based on what you're viewing, so it's always worth exploring the options available for each study. Also worth noting, one of the study buttons is called Files, which gives access to the scenario management, colors, thresholds, and materials that you can tweak, and we'll dedicate a full video to that section later on. Another key feature of Plan.City MBS is the contextual menu. You can access it at any time by right-clicking within the 3D scene. The options presented in this menu depend entirely on what you click. For example, if you right-click on a building model, you may be able to hide the entire model group, hide just that specific component, or toggle its transparency. If you right-click on a window or a room associated with a study result, you might see options such as viewing detailed information for that entry and navigating inside the room, so you can see the results from inside. There are also universal options, such as the Go Here option, which moves you directly to the selected location, and the Reset Position, which returns you to the default starting position, something particularly useful if you ever get disoriented or stuck. The contextual menu is especially powerful when working with dense models or detailed analysis, as it gives you a quick local control without needing to search through panels. Beyond viewing results, Plan.City MBS gives you full control over how they are presented. By default, the colors and threshold values used to categorize results come directly from your MBS export. However, these can be adjusted inside the app. You can change colors directly from the side panel by clicking on any color swatch that you see, modify threshold values by navigating to the colors and threshold section inside the Files panel, something that we'll see later on, create temporary custom categories that automatically update the visualization in real time, so you can tailor-make the experience to you and then reuse it later, revert to default MBS values at any point, or save your customized categories for later reuse. Any changes you make are immediately reflected in the scene, allowing you to tailor your presentation depending on the audience or analysis focus. This flexibility is particularly useful when preparing material for client presentations or design reviews. And that basically covers the essential workflow of using Plan.City MBS. In the next video, we'll take a closer look at the Files panel, where we'll explore scenarios, colors and thresholds, settings, and materials in greater detail. Hope this has been of help as an introduction to working with the app, and we'll see you in the next one.